I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion.
Now here, today, the applications what we will create, for that also, we have to keep the data for the Git repository, and for that we shall be using our local system. Now don't get confused that you are using local system. No. In a configurations file, there is a small change. If at all you are having data at any other location, that is at any other server on internet, that means you have to just specify the location of that. That's it. Okay. So once that is done, then we say that data is at Git repository. Now we have to create the deployment tools. That is, for that we have to create config server, right? That will read the content of the property file which we have used to configure our information from a cloud directory. There is a bit of spelling mistake here. It should be cloud directory. And that cloud directory may be local or remote. Clearly, I have mentioned it may be local or remote. So in nutshell, we are putting our configurations data at cloud, and that will be fetched, that is read by the configuration server. Next, this is the screen you can see. This is to download Git software. The link is git-scm.com/download/win. When you go to this location, you have to choose the 64 version and do the download. That will get installed. Now, just a moment before going to next slides, I will take you to navigate where I have downloaded. Here we have software for Spring Boot. Here, this is Git software. Once the Git is downloaded and installed, now I'll show you one step. You do right click anywhere on your computer, you get this dialog box, and after the Git is installed, in this dialog box you can see these two entries, Git GUI and Git bash here. If those two entries are there, that means your installation is complete. Simple, download. You install like normal software, what you do. Okay. Once that is installed, you get this. Once the Git is installed, now you have to run the Git in CMD mode, command mode. This is open here. You just write here CMD and hit, it will be opened into a command window. And that command window is already open. I will take you to that place. This is the command window. Once Git is downloaded and installed, after that you have to do certain configurations for Git. After that, you have to do certain configurations for the Git. First configurations, you have to give the command git init. This will set up the empty repository. This will set up the empty repository. Once the Git is downloaded and installed, you have to download Git install. And after installation, you have to set up the Git environment by issuing a command git init. This is the first command, if you may note down. Otherwise, I shall write those steps and you can be getting that. And this is a snapshot of the same window has been put into the PPT slides. The same thing. So first command is git init. Second command is, look at here, git add -a. Okay. So for having the local drive, that is local folder as a Git repository, you need to create a directory. You need to create a directory. Now what you have to do is that, let me see, just wait. They don't get confused. I'll show you. Let me minimize this window. And after installation, Git, what you have to do. Note down, please. First step, download and install. Second step, you have to create a directory. Like I have created Git repository. You can see that Git repository is a directory that will contain all the configurations file as a property file. And this is the directory which I have created inside G Drive, Spring Boot app, and Git repository. Anywhere you can create, any directory name you can specify. It is not that you have to give only repository. You have to use a directory that will be used as a Git repository directory. And just when you come to this directory, just here, you type cmd and press enter. What happens? This window opens. And now in this window, you have to run Git init, like this. The window which I was showing you. Got it? Is it clear? This was the window earlier which I was showing you. It's the same thing which I have done in front of you right now. You create, after installation Git, you create a folder anywhere, and in that folder, in this navigation bar, you just write cmd and hit enter. Automatically, this command window will get open into this path. And in that path, you have to run git init. What git init does, it sets this local directory as Git repository. Once that's done, you say git add -a. This is the command this command says that all the content of this file, that repository file, is added to the Git repository. And once you do any changes, you have to do the save operations. That is called commit. So for that, you have third command, get commits. Options -m for giving any message. This is optional, but we specify for our future reference. Once you do this first time, you will be getting this much screen output. This says that first time we have used Git, so we must configure that to which who is the user of this Git, their email ID and name. They have to be mentioned using git config command. And these are the two global parameters. And this will be asked only once. Setting of this user's detail, we have to give only once. Look, the way I have done here, I have set git config minus global 2 times hyphen, sorry. This is the command syntax. This needs to be remembered. And here you have to provide any user email ID and then any name. After doing changes, needs to be saved. So I again did the commit. Got it? You add. So this is how Git repositories are set. Once the Git repository is set, once the Git repository is set, thereafter, we are supposed to create configurations file and for deployment, the cloud server. Cloud config server we need to create. That server will read the file of repository file. Now here I am minimizing this window. In this, there are only 4 commands, 4 or 5 commands. First is git init, second is git add, third one is git commit, fourth, तो ये एक ही बार जरूरत पड़ती है for setting the user's email ID and name. That's all. Very simple. These command list I shall put onto the PDF what I am sharing with you guys. Now let's see. Once the Git directory is set up, thereafter what we are supposed to do. Thereafter, these are the steps. These are the steps in order to create cloud server. In order to create cloud server, we have to do these following steps. As already I said, we have to download Git and install. Thereafter, we have to run git init, then git add. Then we have to do this setting of username and user email. Thereafter, for saving all the settings of Git, you have to say git commit, and -m is for setting up the meshes. So this much step is for configuring cloud. That is Git repository. Once that is done, then you have to deploy the config server. And from here, our Spring application starts. That is from step 4. Is it clear? Still configurations of Git. Akshita, the steps are simple.
Yes, sir.
Again, after that, I will share you all the steps PDF. You will follow, and that easy way you can create. Now, what we have to do? Now we are supposed to create from 4th point onwards. That is our application. This was Git configuration, and now we have the Git repository. What we have created here. Name also for meaningful purpose. I have given Git repository. And in this, we are having all the property files. These property files will contain all set of configurations data which we need for our application. Let me show you one of the property file contents. Look here. In property file, we have to store the values. We have to store the information in key value format. This is key equal to its value. First key, message, hello, how are you? Any information which my microservices are going to fetch from the cloud. Full marks 95, percentage 89. मतलब any certain information of a student or any something like that, which any kind of information that needs to be fetched from the cloud, I have given. This is one of the property file samples. Okay. Now we will see the steps. Here, once the, let me close all those files that is making problem. Okay. Once that is done, for deployment of server, what we have to do? We have to download a Spring from Spring IO. We have to set up this dependency called config server, and you have to create applications, download, track, and import into Eclipse. What dependency is required? It requires only one dependency, that is config server cloud dependency. A Spring Cloud config dependencies it needs for server configuration. At this moment, what we shall do? We shall go to, first of all, for we will set up that path for today's applications, Java code, microservices. Today's what is that? The 21. Okay. Now what I am supposed to do, that go to Spring Initializer and let's say reset all the things. Okay. And always don't, by default this 2.45 is, this version is always by default it is selected. So we should go somewhat previous version slightly. We should not go for always the very current version, because still many kind of developments were taking place. So it is not fully compatible with all the dependencies. That is why I'm choosing this one just previous before that. Now all these steps already we know. From that ph I'm giving some name. And here what we are doing, we are going to create what? We are creating what? We are creating a Spring Cloud server. So let's give anything. Any name we specify. Spring Cloud Server app. So this name becomes quite long. So let me write simply Cloud Server app. Expect the 8th version. That is the standard. And what I said, which dependencies this is needed? Spring Cloud config. So let's see, add the dependencies. A Spring Cloud config. This is a client, and a Spring Cloud config. Let me say cloud server. Okay. This is Spring Cloud client that connects to, uh, let's see what is that. Uh, Here we have dependencies. We need this dependency, and for this dependency we need to get the repository, and just wait just a moment. Okay. Here you have a Spring Cloud config server. Look at this, a Spring Cloud config server, and the kind of dependencies we are having. Try once again. Spring Cloud now. Let's see dependencies. So one thing I'll tell you for you also. Let's see, sometimes what happens by mistake, we could forget to add any dependencies, and we just go and say download. What happens? Cloud server app we are going to save the folder Java code जहाँ पे हम local locations है. So to that I am going day 21. Let me download cloud server. Once the cloud server is downloaded, we have to locate the same microservices. Day 21. Let's install. Tracks. I'm just removing the last name. Otherwise, simply there will be one extra folder gets created. Okay. Now we have already this. Let me just now. What is the next step? We have just downloaded the dependencies file. Now we have to launch our Eclipse. We have to launch the Eclipse. It's taking a bit time. Okay, I got. Here we have to say D drive, Java code, Spring microservices, A21, cloud server. We got this, not this right now. We have to just date 21, select folder, launch. In the applications, we have to specify the folder of workspace. And one workspace may have many applications, that is many different projects. And every microservices we are creating is different projects under same workspace. Here we shall import the file which we have got downloaded just now. Not like that. We have to go for Maven, existing project. Next, we have to browse, and browse we have cloud server app. Then we said cloud server app. Select this folder. If it is checked, that means everything is proper. Let me remove this Windows. Server is setting up. It is just still building. Let it get complete first. Got completed. Let's see. Watch all files has created. So it has already created the initial default Spring Boot app. Now, as I said, by mistake, we forgot to add those disputable dependencies. No issue. We will go to this form file, and anytime we can add the dependencies. These Spring Boot starter dependencies, all these minimum dependencies, what boot applications needs, that automatically will be downloaded. Here, for creations of Spring Cloud config server, we need these dependencies. Even if we by mistake forget, no problem. We can add dependencies anytime and save the applications. Look, this dependency I had forgot. What is that? Is there any error? One sec. Let me do the cut. Save. What is that dependency? This is config server dependencies. We have is there any spelling mistake? Let me write down. We can write our own also. Depend dependency. That's it. Remove this. Now that dependency should have group ID and parent. Let me just close down while creations. I think it has given problem. Let me just, for a moment, let me close down this. Let me reopen that Eclipse. Browse. Let me show you. Sometimes when we stuck up, it is a bit irritating. So don't worry, a Spring Cloud config, and we have a Spring Cloud config. Select the full launch. There is a bit lengthier step. So in order to save time, what I did is that from the beginning, first we have to create. Let me keep two windows side by side. Now just see. Here what we have to do, we have to download a project adding config server dependency. You just write config server, you will get that dependency. Only one dependency you have to add: download, extract, and open. This is the project which I downloaded. Let me close everything from here and install. Once that is done, what is the second step? Set all the properties file. First of all, always we have to set the application's name, then the port address which we are running. And this is the very important file what you have to set. That is the locations of Git repository. Right now, we are using this file as location, if at all. And let's open the property file of this server application. Look here. Can you see that? Server applications properties. You have to have this configurations entries properly and file/colon. Look, I'm giving a space. Presently, the Git repository is at this location into my local system. लेकिन अगर इसके जगह पे इंटरनेट पे होगा तो आपको कंप्लीट पाथ like this you have to write the server name. Maybe suppose the Git repository is at test.com. Okay, so you have to mention like this. If it is remote, the complete remote address you have to mention. Please note down on paper that after file / you have to specify the remote address location. Right now it is into my local disk, so that is why we are having here. When it is at remote address, you have to change this line which I have highlighted to the remote address. Okay, so this is the properties file. First you have to do the configurations. That is step number 6. Now, in step 7, you have to enable the config server. So in applications file, you have to go and put this annotations here. दैट्स ऑल। तो दो काम किए, एक प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल में हमने ये एंट्री किया, ये दो एंट्री तो हमेशा से करते आ रहे थे, एंड दिस इज द न्यू एंट्री विच आई डिड। ये हमारा रिपोजिटरी फाइल का जो लोकेशन है दैट इज मेंशन्ड हियर। नाउ आई एम क्लोजिंग दैट property file, save it, close. After this, what we have to do? This is the main, that is from 8 step is the thing which we actually wanted to create a repository file at cloud. That is basically repository is nothing but a property file. And to property file, always the extension should be properties. Remember, the extension always has to be property. So I created a property file name test property. ये जरा एक पेपर पे कहीं नोट कर लेना, because this will be important while executing the name of this file. So what is the name of this file? Test.properties. This test.property is containing all the parameters using key value formats. Let me open this file. कौन सा file? Test.property. Let me open test.property. Where is it? Let's open. It is in going there. Cancel it. Let me click the property file. So it will directly search there. So just one properties I'm opening. Look here. In the steps which I was showing you, just for checking, remember, just for testing purpose, I have created a test.properties file that is containing these messages. Where is the test properties file? In the repository directory. Any name, any key name, in any value name, as per your need, you can write down here. The rule is what? The properties file names extensions must be dot properties. Once this is done, we can directly run the application at this port localhost. Call this localhost. Okay, let's evoke this localhost. After doing all the changes, run the app first. So run the app first. Let's run the app. So look here, let me pull the screen. Again, when we have to see the setting steps, we will go that. So this, what is that? This application is running at port 7088. We have this running. So we will go to the localhost 70 here. Now 7088, we will give a call. Now after this, we have to specify the name. Which name? Class test. What was the property file name? Just tell me. The property file name was test. So you have to provide test. And after test, this is the file name. This is the file name. And then you have to provide the profile name. There is a term called profile name. What is profile? By default, the profile is default. Try to see the answers try to see the data which you are seeing. Please note on paper some special thing. How do you have to give a call to this server? Server is configured at port 7088. So that is the name which I have given. And after that test, what is test? That is the property file name. See here. N property, test.property, test.property. So the property file name test I am mentioning here. Then one term called profile. After this, you have to provide the profile name. By default, the profile name is default. We can change the profile name also. Later on, we will come to know how. In this only, just see the setting file. So, what data it contains? Image equal to hello, how are you? Full marks is 95 and percentage is 89. Try to understand and see on this message what we are having. The data which will be read, the property file which is at cloud is read, and we are getting this answer in this format. Do you know what is this format of data? Can anyone tell me? What is the format of data? It is
JSON data.
right. It is JSON data. So about those, you should have already those idea. It is easy, and try to see in this data what happens. Profile name आपको यहाँ पे क्या दिख रहा है? Default. Profile name is default. Okay, and see here the sources. It is Git repository say test.properties being fetched, and the sources data what we have is this, which I am highlighting. तो प्रॉपर्टी फाइल के अंदर जितने भी कॉन्फ़िगर्ड डेटा हैं, those data are fetched by the server, and as a JSON object, it is directly made available to you. Got the point? Now let's see about profile. So for that, I'm just minimizing this screen and again going to the step. Now, let us create one more repository file. Its name is test-1. क्या नाम है? Test-1. This syntax of writing is very important. Hyphen जो यहाँ पे देख रहे हो, this hyphen basically separates last hyphen. There can be any number of hyphen in a file name, but the last hyphen के बाद the name which comes is profile name. If the property file name is test-1.properties, let's see this file. Let's open that file first. See here, test open. अब यहाँ पे देखो, what is file name? Tell me if you can see. Test-1, and this test-1 is containing these many parameters, that is informations. Always informations you have to write down in key value syntax. So here key is MSG, is this, full marks is this, anything which you wanted to write you can write. Remarks, goods. File name is what? Test-1. Now see here. How do I fetch data of this property file whose name is test-1? Go to the cloud. Sorry, browser. Now here, what is file name? Remember, test-1. So instead of default, you have to write 1. See, this is the syntax you have to understand. So test-1 का मतलब हो गया, entire name test-1 is the name of the property file, but the way how it is read from the server URL is, first of all, you have to write the file name and thereafter slash, then the profile name. So in a file name, there can be multiple hyphens also. Remember. So the last hyphen के बाद जो होगा, that is profile. And last hyphen से जो पहले होगा, that is the name here you have to write. So test1 मतलब, if I run this, look what happens. अब यहाँ पे जरा गौर से देखो. Here the profile is what? 1. ठीक है? In a file name, if there is no hyphen or something like that, then in that case, the profile will be default. So the naming of file is having certain rules. Now here you can see from where which all data from repository server is fetching. One from the file whose profile is 1, that means the file name is test-1. And let's go and see which all file. Test1.properties, the sources we have, then full marks, percentage this, and name, file, test properties also. That means it is fetching the data of both the properties file, that is the main file whose profile was default, and the second property file whose profile was -1. So both the data of properties file is fetched. Let me see one more check. There is one more just I had created for testing. See what file name I gave, test-2. इसको कैसे रन करना होगा? Test and thereafter profile 2. So now here it is reading the file name test, देख रहे हो, and profile name 2. In reality, what is the file name? Test. The name and profile both are joined with hyphen sign. So you have to hyphenate. You have to put hyphen in between that. Don't forget this, otherwise it will not work. So these are the kind of rules we have to follow. So that is why we are learning framework. So framework means to do work, a strict frame, that is a structure has been created. We have to understand the structure in order to get the advantage of that. It is not our choice. So you must learn it. Now, one nice thing you can observe. One nice thing you can observe is that this server, once executed, you can create any number of profile at runtime. Let me say I'm creating a profile, new, and what is that? Let me write HELLO, hello, sorry. Anything I am writing, मान लो name is equals to Pranav Hari. That's all. Only one properties I am giving. And I am saving this file name, a file with the name HELLO हेलो विथ एक्सटेंशन क्या होगा? PRO PERCIES. The name should be correct. Properties. So that must be saved into the same repository. Save it. Now, can I get this name from here? तो क्या लिखना होगा उस नेम को फेच करने के लिए गाइस? Just tell me how we need to execute this property file whose name is hello.properties. यहाँ पे क्या लिखना होगा? HELLO plus default, because how is the name of this file? Only hello, no hyphenating and all. So we have to write in that case default properties. Now you got, see here, we have the name Pranav Hari. Got it? Now let me do some more editing to this property file. And by that we can say, let's say the roll number is 100. Save this file and refresh this page. This coming. Can you observe one thing? Do I have a started server? Answer is no. So at the time of execution of configuration server, it does not read any of the properties file. During execution, the properties file which is supplied, that config server fetch data from that. So at dynamic time, there can be any kind of modifications or alterations, or a new properties file can be created or added without restarting the server. That is the conclusion. Understood the point? Now our task will be, let's go back to the PPT once again. Because today I have covered both the things, that is why I could take the code so that I can save the time. Till here I have moved. So this part we have created, installed, configured Git. Now, what I want is that I do not want that just to run the server and fetch the data. Actually, what happens from the cloud, the task of config server will be to get the data. And that data will be supplied to the client application. So client applications will get this data from the config server application. And the data is on cloud. So now we are going to create the client applications. Let me go back now. My server is still running. I'm not going to shut down the server application. Let's have here. So let me minimize. Just remember, server is running at which port? 70088. That's all. Close all. Now, for client app, what we have to do? See the steps. For client app, what we are supposed to do, that is here. For client app, these are the steps. These are the steps for creation of client app. Here we have to add two dependencies for deploying clients, config client and the dependencies which we need for any configuration of any API, that is Spring Web dependencies. So two dependencies we have to add, Spring Web and config Spring Cloud config dependency for clients. So after adding these two dependencies, you can see here in the POM file, I will show you. In the client app, we have note down. Let me enlarge this. You can see. I'll show you just a minute. You'll have to manually search. Here we have Cloud Starter config. And web starter तो always होता है. Cloud Starter. This is for config clients. So that is what I had shown you the step 2. So after that, we will download, extract, and import into the Eclipse. That is what I have done here. And I am having this. Always after extracting, downloading, and importing all these steps, the main step is what? Configurations of properties file. We will go to this app. We will go to this app of client, open the configurations file. Can you see what is the name of this file? Bootstrap. Normally, for the configurations file, that is property file of applications, what is the name? Look here, already there are two applications. You can see here itself. Look at this. What is the name of this file? Applications.properties. What is the name of this file? Bootstrap properties. Bootstrap properties. Now it is advisable to you that initially when you will have, the name will be Bootstrap property. The name will be, applications.property itself. Don't change it. I have written in the steps. You go and add these lines into applications.properties. Later on, we will change it to Bootstrap. Now I'll show you. I shall change from Bootstrap to applications. Then you will come to know what is the difference. Let me change the name, rename to applications, which was earlier. Application. Okay. हमेशा इस प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल का तो यही नाम होता है, applications.properties. And in this applications.properties, we need to specify name and port. And this is the main thing, the third line. On spring.cloud.config.uri, here you have to specify the address of the config server. Thereafter, once this is done, What is the next step you follow? You have done here. You have set all the properties. Okay. This is the line. Just leave. It is for not now. बाद में. So we have done till now. These 3 steps. Now create a new file. New property file. Now see here. Why we created a new property file? Already we are having many properties file. But here the rule is, we are creating a property file. That property file's data will be fetched by the server, and that data which is fetched by the server will be read by the client. स्प्रिंग कॉन्फिग क्लाइंट जो है, उस कॉन्फिग क्लाइंट को वो डेटा मिलेगा. तो फॉर दैट देयर इज अ रूल. द एप्लीकेशन फाइल नेम. So now what applications, Spring applications name, what we have given for client? Config client 1. And then the properties file name, applications name and property file name should be the same. Note down. That is why I have written here, note, applications name and properties file name must be the same. That is why the properties file what we had created earlier, test1 and so on, is not going to be useful for us. So I created a new properties file whose name is config client1.properties. This name is same as the application's name. Note down, please. Application's name, that is client application's name, has to be the same as of property file name. So I created a new property file name. अब जरा देखो तो ये property file name क्या लिखा हुआ है स्पेलिंग? config hyphen client 1. config hyphen client 1. This is a properties file. It is containing this. Let me run this properties file from server. What is the name? Config FIG config hyphen client 1. Was it or different? Config hyphen client 1. Yeah. So I gave the entire name. जबकि हमने यहाँ पे जो नेमिंग किया है, in that there is a hyphen also. So if the whole name is chosen, that means after client 1 there is no hyphen and then again next. In that case, the profile will become default. Lekin if I separate this, that also I can do. Class client 1. Now look here what happened. Config and client 1 is separated. So it displays only one. And now because there is no default for config, मतलब क्या? Only config.properties नाम से कोई फाइल तो नहीं है. That is why we are having only one. Yes. Actually, why this syntax is profile? There might be a questions raising into your brain that why after all we have file name and name of the file here like we can see, and then we have profile. In real application, what happens? There will be many properties file. So profile, matlab, like in a company, programmers, there are many programmers. Some programmers are doing Java programming, few programmers are doing PHP programming, few programmers are doing suppose another language called Python. So we can create programmer hyphen Python, programmer hyphen Java, programmer hyphen PHP. So that after hyphen, lastly we are adding, it becomes a kind of profile. That means I am asking, we are also asking somebody who is working in a software industries, that is on which profile you are working. So that kind of thing. Okay. So now config hyphen client one is working. If I write all together, then config hyphen client one, if the whole name I am considering, if I am not having any profile, I have decided that no, config hyphen client one is one name of the project or name of something, and it is in that there is no profile I have associated. In that case, by default, profile will be default. Now see here what happens. The name becomes config hyphen client one, and the profile name becomes default. And in that profile, we were having set dot start values and set dot end values. Why I have written set dot? This is a bit later on. Right now we'll come to know. Let me minimize. Okay. And see the steps. Now here, why do I have to write before the key name we are specifying set dot, something like this? This we can come to know only after this step, next step. इतना काम हो जाने के बाद, now in this client application, there has to be a class representing the property file as an object. So that is the kind of bin class. And to that I have given the name limits. Let's see here. How many attributes I am having? The number of attributes, and these attributes should be the same. Guys, please note down, the attribute has to be the same. This is what I have already mentioned. The attribute which has to be the same as what we wrote into the property file. Set value and end value. And for connecting this both, we have to set the configurations properties. And in configurations property, we can have any name. And the same name must be preceded before every property. So, to which it is reading? It is reading set, under set, all these attributes. So, in one why this syntax has been done is that in one properties file, several groups can be created. So you can say it's a kind of group name, and these are their attributes, and it is value. So this is how it is compulsory that this properties configurations property name and this should match, should be the same. Okay. Now, for all this, there has to be getter and setter methods. And because this limit class as I said, it is a bin object which has to be got created automatically. So already we know that for that we have to qualify to be a type of component. We all know what is the advantage of component annotation. This says that automatically a string will create object of limit and keep it with us, with them. So automatically object of limit will be created. So it must be qualified with the annotation component. So this is the second step what we have to do. Now what is the next step? Once the component gets created, you must annotate with this component and all this. Thereafter, you need to have a controller. After all, without API, how will you call? So there must be a controller class. Now in that controller class, we are having object of limit. Why it is auto wired? Do you remember? Can anyone tell me? Why it is auto wired? Now you should have clear knowledge of all these concepts. Only Akshita, which I can see you have attended regularly. So I think you can answer why it is auto
Sir,
wired.
automatically object create हो जाएगा इसका.
नहीं, ऑटो वायर्ड से ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं क्रिएट होगा, ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होगा कंपोनेंट से. एंड ऑटो वायर्ड मतलब ऑटोमेटिकली दैट क्रिएटेड ऑब्जेक्ट of type this component limit will be injected. मतलब द स्प्रिंग जो कंपोनेंट लिमिट कंपोनेंट क्रिएट किया उस लिमिट कंपोनेंट को एलएल में स्टोर कर दिया. हियर वी आर नॉट क्रिएटिंग ऑब्जेक्ट लाइक दिस ना. तो इस तरह से ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बना रहे हैं. अगर ऑब्जेक्ट इस तरह से बनाएंगे तो फिर ये हो गई ओल्ड प्रोग्रामिंग. That is called loosely coupled and tightly coupled. ये तो हो गया tightly coupled. Loose coupling हुआ ही नहीं. So automatically the component, the object of limit class which is created by a string is injected. यही तो IOC इंजेक्शन कहलाता है जहां से हम लोग स्ट्रिंग पढ़ना शुरू किए. That is what is IOC injection. Okay, so automatically आपका concept ठीक ही था, but the answer needs to be corrected. Automatically object is created if it is component and that created object is auto wired. आप जब एक्सपेरिमेंट करोगे ये कंपोनेंट हटा के देखो what happens. ऑब्जेक्ट बनेगी नहीं तो यहाँ पे इंजेक्ट होगा ही नहीं. Okay, now once that limit object is created, that is by using getter and setter method, we are fetching all those values and setting up this string. Let's see, is there any step left? Now auto wiring हो गई. Okay, now run the app. पोर्ट कौन सा था? 780 and यहाँ पे URL क्या है? Get value. Let's see whether do we have or not. We have. Let's run. अच्छा, I think we have not started the application. One server is running, only one app. One is running. कौन सा? तो server. So let me run the client application. Let me run. Client has started. Port 780. Let me run. See here the beauty. What we got the values? start value null, end value null. From where this start value and end value we are getting? ठीक है, वैल्यू नहीं आ रहा है, की तो सही है ना, स्टार्ट वैल्यू एंड वैल्यू। क्या ये हमारा डायरेक्ट ये रीडिंग करने का काम कौन सा कर रहा है? तो व्हेन सर्वर is executed, you will see the property file that to this property file we are saying that the URI of the cloud server is this. And the task of cloud server is to connect with the repository. The Git repository we have, that data is fetched by the server, not directly by the client. Now see here, to the client, he is available, but value is not. In order to do this, let me first stop the client app, not server. Here the first one is server and the second one is client. The Spring Client 1 application is being shut down. And after this, you have to change the name. Look here. This is the answers which I have given. So when you run this, you get this kind of page. Now stop the server and rename the applications.properties file to bootstrap.properties. Now I am renaming it. What say? यहाँ पे खुला हुआ है. Let me close it. Let me close it. Let me test controller, Spring Client controller. Let it be. I am just renaming it to bootstrap.property. That's all. So in order to get the values, it says that this is a bootstrap properties. That means the time when the server was started at port 70, whatever the 88 port number is, that it has to boot, that is, it has to get the data fetched by the server. So this properties name must be changed to bootstrap.properties. Remember, till now, whichever applications we have created, first time we are requiring to change the properties file name of applications from applications.properties to bootstrap.properties. After this, let's restart the client app. Client has executed and refresh the page. Here is the values. ये लास्ट वर्क करना है, शुरू में ही नहीं कर देना है. You have to observe. At the end, I will share the code and everything. You can go through with that. So this is how. If server is closed, you cannot get the values. So client values is made. So what happens? Let's try to summarize the configurations data which is needed by one microservices application is put on the cloud, and for fetching data from the cloud, first of all, cloud server has to be created. Once the cloud server is created, the task of the cloud server will be to read the data from the Git repository, that is cloud. And in real situations, what happens? The data read by the cloud, server which has been deployed, server app, needs to be used for any specific client. So the client should get back those data. Now, there is one experiment. Let's say I'm changing the properties file. Let's say start value is 20 and end value is 100, and save it. This is a very important concept. See this experiment. पहले 2080 था, उसको चेंज करके मैं 20 को 20 ही रहने दिया और 100 को 80 को 100 कर दिया. Now let's refresh the page. Do we get this value? No. यहाँ पे कौन सा रन कर रहा है? क्लाइंट. यहाँ पे कौन सा रन कर रहा है? सर्वर. Let me refresh the server. Does server get the data? Yes or no? If I made changes into properties file, क्या सर्वर ने डेटा को पढ़ा या नहीं पढ़ा?
यस सर, पढ़ लिया.
Now,
सर्वर ने पढ़ लिया.
क्या क्लाइंट को डेटा मिला? लेट मी रिफ्रेश. नो, क्लाइंट का पुराना ही है, बट सर्वर इज गेटिंग द न्यू. Why it is so? This technicality is very important. This is a very important situation. Normally, during interviews and all, the people ask, why it is? Why ऐसा क्यों हुआ? सर्वर को तो डेटा मिल रहा है ना. सर्वर को डेटा नहीं मिलता तब तो हम कुछ और समझते कि some technical things are there, something might be lacking. Now the point is, see here, when cloud server executes, please understand that's a very big difference. When cloud server runs, it does not require any properties file where we have put our data. At runtime, depending on the request, it reads data of the particular file. See, automatically, whenever any changes into the properties file takes place, server can get the data at runtime. But on the other hand, for clients, at the time of starting itself, the data supplied by server is binded. तो जिस समय मैंने इस क्लाइंट पे स्टार्ट किया था, सर्वर ने क्या डेटा भेजा था? 20 and 80. So for client, it will remain same, 20 and 80. It is never going to be changed. If at all you want to make changes, you will have to restart the application. Not server, only client. Look here, we have client applications 1. ये server है. Let's choose carefully. The client applications we have to close. Stop. Server is still running. Let's see. I'm just refreshing server. It is there. I'm refreshing client. It has gone. The searching, it has gone. The server is down. So go to this and run the client again. Now see here, what server is showing? Server is giving data 20 and 100. So let's restart. Let's restart and now refresh the page. Do I have 2000? Yes or no? Yes. So now what is there? What is the conclusion? Why it is so? Why properties file is changed dynamically? Though server is able to get the fetch the values of from the properties, but client not, because the client will get those data at the time of starting itself, hence it cannot be changed. If at all you want to get those changes, क्या करना होगा? Every time this client applications needs to be restarted again and again. Do you got the point why server is able to get the data of properties file if it is changed, but not client? Because server does not read any of the properties file from this cloud, from this Git repository at the time of their launching. Rather than it depends on the request. So anytime, any number of properties file can be created, they can be altered, server will go on reading everything. But when the client is concerned, though server is trying to able to read, client is not. The client app at the time of executions, whatever data it binds, fetches from, gets from the server, the same is reflected. Let me do a simple test. I am just closing down server here. Config server. Let's close. Now server is closed. And see, इससे कोई फर्क पड़ रहा है? Does it having any problem? Any changes? Let's say, let me completely refresh the page itself. Control functions F5. No changes. Server तो अभी off है. But when this app was launching, the server was started. Now, let me close client once again. And let me start client once again. Now server is off. See the experiment which I am doing. Now the server is off. Only the client has executed. So let me go and see here what happens. It gets null value. It is not having the value. Server has not supplied any value. It can fetch the attributes, but not their value. Key is available, but not value, because server was off. Even though if I start server now, it is not at all going to affect. If at all I am starting server, it is not at all going to affect clients. Let's check server is started. Yes, started. Does it affect clients? No. Why? Because the data gets binded at the time of launching of client app itself. So what I have to do is that for corrections, what we need to do? What we need to do, guys? We need to get the client app close the client app and restart the client app. Once the client app is restarted, you can get the value. So the value is there. Now the conclusion is, during dynamic time, when the client has started, if at all there is any changes made into the properties file, those server can fetch, but those data will not be available to the client. That's the limitations. Now, to overcome this limitation, guys, we are having, I'll again go to the PPTs, a Spring Cloud Actuator. The answer for this is a Spring Cloud Actuator. So in next class, today's chapter itself was lengthy, but because I saved my time in typing, so I could complete you both the Spring Cloud config client and config server. These are the two things: config server and config client. We could complete both, created, and we have seen the limitation of config client. It does not reflect the changes at dynamic time, and to do these corrections, we have to use a Spring Cloud Actuator that we shall be seeing into the next class. I think today is Saturday, that is on Monday. So hardly we shall wind up this Spring Boot class sessions within 2-3 more, couple of sessions more we have left. So these are the services. Now remember, there might be a question into your brain that after all studying of these many services, हमारा वेबसाइट कहाँ बना? हमने तो कोई वेबसाइट ऐसा कुछ क्रिएट नहीं किया, जबकि क्रिएशन ऑफ वेबसाइट इज सो सिंपल. We will have to understand some basic concepts. Some misconception से आगे हटना चाहिए. Spring Boot is not considered for creation of complete site. It is just going to create microservices. These microservices needs to be fetched by certain applications. Front end कुछ भी हो सकता है. So in the concluding day, if possible, I shall try to do a small interaction kind of thing, that there will be certain apps running on front end, and in back end, this Spring Boot microservices provides data and so on. That kind of interaction we shall be doing, then the complete pictures you will have. Got it? So, bye-bye. We are just ending this today's session right now, and after this class, I shall load all the kind of stuff. Okay, good night.